Alright, so in this one, I want to make an update. I want to follow up on this trade. I am still in it. I'm in 20% of it. I did take profits at this high. I had a limit order set at that high because I was asleep when we hit it. But if I had woken up a little earlier, I may have canceled the order. And I might have just watched price because, I could have taken profit up here instead of right here. But, we were close to that point when I went to bed last night. And I didn't want a situation where, we come up, hit that high like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then see a massive dump by the time I wake up. Didn't want that to happen, so yeah, I took profit pretty much directly at that high. And I currently have just under 3%. I'm going to call it 3%. I'm going to round up. It's probably like 2.9% locked in, and this was a 0.5% risker, so that's 6R realized, and I have another 4% unrealized. And I did make a few live updates on this on my Twitter. So, if you want, I occasionally do make live updates, especially if I'm like, doing this where I'm following along with one of my trades. I'll kind of make updates and give the important stuff. So I marked out this area of support. I said the only support that can protect my long. We're hitting the top of the box now. The lower portion has multiple POCs and a key anchored VWAP. Will we bounce or won't we? And, that was just after hitting the golden pocket. I had the support drawn a little bit lower, down to almost where I entered. I kept my stop loss a little bit below my entry, still a little bit in risk, because we did have this anchored VWAP in the lower portion of the box, as well as the 786 aligning with that point of control. And, you can't really see it in the picture, but the lower POC is the more important one, I think. It's the higher time frame range one. We had the up move POC pulled from that low up to this high. That was also in the area. And this green anchored VWAP was pulled from that SFP low. Fortunately, we did not really get a deeper retracement. We bounced right off the golden pocket and continued up to my target. It was a pretty quick move from when we confirmed that as my target to when we actually hit it. I would say that this candle right here is probably when we confirmed it for me, and it took almost exactly 2 days to hit that target. So that was pretty fast. I said it could happen pretty fast based on how quickly we came down. I want to see if it was close to the same amount of time. And this initial down move was a bit shorter than that. That only took 16 hours, so it wasn't quite as fast on the way back up. It was a little more than double, but still relatively quickly. Now I can clean some of this stuff up. Don't need to have that on my chart anymore. And I want to take a look at where we're at now, because we are breaking above this smaller range high. And at this point, we are not too far away from all-time highs. So I want to take a look at Market Cipher and pretty much go over how I'm viewing this. We have seen a lot of instances where we break above a range high. It seems pretty bullish. We get a pretty bullish candle, but then it immediately reverses on us. So, I'm not sold on us getting a move to all-time high yet. We could very well see that same thing repeat. I can't even really say that I would like to see a daily candle close for confirmation of us continuing higher, because last time we got a pretty good daily close and we still reversed in the next daily candle. So it's a bit tough. I think I am still currently leaning more towards us hitting all-time high as a target. I think us breaking above this range and closing high time frame candles, which, how long till we close a 12-hour? It's still about 4 hours away. We already closed a 4-hour candle, but that was not, super significant. I'd like to see another 4-hour close higher. And let's take a look at market ciphers. So weekly time frame looks good. We are seeing the VWAP curve to the upside. It is getting pretty close to the zero line. So if that crosses, we could see a green dot print here, and momentum is still just barely above the 60 line. I think that's important because, sometimes when you see momentum slip below the 60 line, it can lead to, price reacting pretty harshly. The 3-day, we do currently have momentum moving to the upside. We got a green dot. Money flow still looks all right, I would say. We have seen a few fake outs on this move to the downside where we get a green dot and then an immediate red dot, so I'm curious to see if that's going to repeat again. 2-day, not much we can get from that. Kind of similar story. We already saw one momentum wave fail, and momentum came down and even put in a lower low, but this time momentum is putting in a higher high. And on the daily, I would say looking a little better because at least we have direction, with momentum making at least one higher low and now a higher high. Money flow is still overall trending to the downside. at least like locally speaking from when we topped out. I think you can still look at the daily money flow as being in an overall uptrend with, a low, a high, a higher low, and we could just say overall higher high. This could very well be a higher low or another higher high, or at least a push back up towards these highs. But, something I do want to also be aware of is the potential for bear divs if we do put in a new all-time high here. Yeah, we could definitely see momentum and even money flow divs on the daily time frame. And I'll just quickly click through some of the lower time frames. Money flow overall trending to the downside on the 12-hour. Maybe a little attempt at curving back to the upside here. Poor looking curvature with money flow, but I bet if we go to the lower time frames, it will start to look better. And it looks better on the 4-hour, you could say. Kind of anchor wave here. Money flow came up. Now we're trying to put in a higher low. So you could say overall direction to the upside, but money flow still is also putting in lower highs when we do get into the green. So, we'll see if that continues. Hopefully, money flow can continue to the upside and actually put in a higher high. But, market Cipher honestly looks a little indecisive at the moment. And, on the lower time frames, we're seeing a very aggressive push to the upside in money flow, so that is a bit reassuring. That can make you think that maybe we'll start to see these higher time frame money flows continue to trend to the upside, continue getting aggressive moves up, but definitely looks a little uncertain. So at this point, I think that my next target, is obviously going to be all-time high, and the only other way I would take profit is if I see something bearish locally that is actually bearish enough for me to want to take profits early. But the low time frames do not seem to be diverging right now, so I don't think that would happen unless it's maybe a sign of strength for bears later on. And I definitely want to be aware of the bear div potential at that high. I want to see how we act at all-time high, because that's going to be the next decisive place. Are we going to just take it out with bear divs and immediately reclaim it by falling back down below the all-time high, or are we going to get above it and sustain above it and close high time frame candles well above it? All right, I think that's it for this one. Just want to make a quick update. I'm going to continue watching price, and if anything else significant happens, I'll make another video. But anyways, thank you all for watching the video. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, leaving a comment. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.